Welcome to How to Use the Update Rates function in PubWorks. My name's Bill Jackson. Occasionally, even public works employees get a raise. So when it comes time to change the rates for the employees, PubWorks can help you update the employee, equipment, and material records en masse using the Update Rates function. The Update Rates function is only available to administrators, so if you cannot access it, you either do not have permission or you need to get permissions assigned to you by your system administrator. To determine if you have the rate updater option available, simply open PubWorks, go to the main system menu, select System, then select Update Rates. If the words Update Rates are grayed or ghosted out, or you cannot select it, you do not have permission to use this option. Something I do recommend is to have basically one person handle the rate updates at your location. That avoids a little bit of confusion and any problems that may come with that. Also, another quick note is before you use the rate updates function, it is highly recommended that you contact your IT department and create a copy of the database. The reason for this is there is no undo, and all changes become permanent. So let's take a look. PubWorks provides this time-saving option for updating rates for employees, equipment, and materials and parts. And we provide that because we know updating each individual record can be both time-consuming and inefficient. For example, the Update Rates form allows one to update rates for an entire department by employee title or specific employee. So right here, I'm showing you here, we've got the employees selected. We can update an individual employee, say like employee title. So like we could update all operator ones if we wanted to. We could go in and give everybody in the police department, for example, a raise. Or we can do it individually. And notice we have the M button available to us as well. So just like in reporting parts of PubWorks, you can select certain people and have a list of people that you're going to give a particular raise to. I'm going to hit cancel, but what we'll do is we'll select an individual here in a little bit and we'll try that for a individual and update his rates. So when using the update rates functions for equipment, for example, right here, alright, you can update rates by department, equipment type, or just like with people, for a particular piece of equipment if you would like. When using the update rates function for materials and parts, they can be updated as well using this interface. And you can select a particular material or part, or even a part type. So you could figure out what kind of part type you would like and say, well, maybe I want all the brushes to be a certain price. PubWorks also provides a calendar function right here, which you've seen this in a lot of the reporting screens. The calendar function allows one to choose a time frame for the rate increase. This option allows one to assign rates retroactively and provides the option to update the rates in activities within the selected time periods. Something to remember is that once the rates have been changed, the system will use those rates even if you enter activities and the dates prior to the date change. If you have to enter data using old rates for work done prior to the rate change, you will have to manually change the rate on those activities for that particular time period. So basically what it is once you change the rates are changed, and that's what the computer will use from here on out. In this how-to video example, we will start with the assumption that work for the employee in question has been entered and that all the activity records are up to date. If activities, again, are entered or backdated, those activities will use the new rate. So you may find it necessary to manually change those if you have to backdate something. Now we will update an employee's rates for a specific time period. So we have the employee form open here, or the employee checkboxes selected. For this example, I'm going to use John Hubchuck, and as you can see, John Hubchuck is over here. Now, just to give you a quick view of what's going on in John Hubchuck's record, we assigned $1 for the base pay rate when John was hired. And because we have a 1.42 1.42 load factor set in the program, that gives him a $1.42 an hour regular pay rate. We can click on the activity log tab as well. So over here we can see that John has been connected to 3 activities. We can see that one activity he was connected with was in 2015, and then he was connected in 2 activities for 2016. In this example, we will give John a retroactive raise to January 1st, 2016. The PubWorks program will change the rates for the desired dates while leaving the rates the same for the work that was completed in December 2015. So let's take a look. We're going to close that. And to open Update Rates form, we go to the System Updates Rates. So right here we go to System and Update Rates. That opens our Update Rate dialog box right there. Alright. At the top, radio buttons allow for the selection of employee, equipment, or materials and parts. Next, you will see that under the Update Rates heading, so right here you can select employee, equipment, materials, and parts. Next, under the Update Rates heading, you can see they can be adjusted by percentage, dollars, or to a set amount. Alright, so when you select employees, it gives you the option to select a single employee. Alright, so like here we can select an single employee. We can select one by title. So like maybe I want to give all my operator ones a raise to a certain amount. I could do that. I can double click in there to get rid of it, just like anywhere else in PubWorks. Alright, or we can do it by a whole department. The equipment radio button, when we select that right there, lets you update specifically by department or even type. So you can go in here and select an equipment type or by a department, or again, particular piece of equipment. Now again, that M button can come in pretty handy where you can select particular pieces of equipment. And again, the stuff on the right hand side will be what the rates are going to change on. Alright, materials and parts can be adjusted the same way, so I'm going to click on here. And so in the materials and parts updates, we get the option of either picking a particular part, or we can come in here and pick a part type. Alright, so let's keep going here. So let's update employee John Hubchuck. So I'm going to come back up here and select employee because I want to update employee John Hubchuck. And as we can see over here, like we were talking about before, he was making $1 an hour. And he's got the $1.42 because that's what the program generates for his regular rate. We're going to update John's pay to a set amount. Using the Update Rates interface, we can easily increase the rates, again, by either percentage, dollars, or to a set amount. We're going to use set amount. We're going to update John to $12 an hour. And we're going to make his raise retroactive to January 1st, 2016. So we've got a date selected, we've got the amount selected. I did leave the to box open. The reason for that is right here we've got a from, and so as of 1/1/2016, that is going to be his new rate. So I'm leaving this one open to leave it open-ended. Now, perhaps he only worked for you guys for maybe a year or something, and it was last year, and you had to adjust some rates. Well, then you'd put the to box in there as well. So we've got the rate, we've got the date. Now, this is where I really recommend that you make a copy of the database, especially if you haven't used this before, because this is where you could make a mistake. If you leave this employee box open, or any of these open, what will happen is the program will update everybody's rate to $12 an hour. It'll change that rate. And you know what kind of a mess that could be. So anyway, just having that warning out of the way, we're going to select John Hubchuck, and we're going to select him. We're going to give John a $12 an hour rate, and we want that effective as of 1/1/16. So we're going to hit OK. The program is smart. It comes up and says this will update 1 employee record and 2 activity records. Now, if you remember, under the Activity Log tab, I showed you that he has 2 activity records for 2016 and 1 activity record for 2015. The program is going to update all activity records from 1/1/16 to current. So that's where it gets the 2 of the 3. So we're going to say yes. Then this comes up and says 1 employee record has been updated with the new rates. It says OK. Here it's asking retroactivity update. 2 activity records back to 1/1/2016. Yes, because those are the two activities that he was connected to in the year 2016. So I'm going to say yes. So then PubWorks comes up and says 2 activity records have been updated. So we've updated 1 employee record, which is this, and 2 activity records. So I'm going to hit OK. So I go back to John, and what I'm going to do is refresh the data. So I'm going to back up and go forward. And by refreshing the data, we can see now John Hubchuck's base pay rate is $12 an hour. Using the load factor of 1.42, the program calculates the regular rate at $17.04 and the overtime rate as well. Now we go back up to the Activity tab, the Activity Log tab, and we click on that. And we'll look and we'll see that right here, the activity that was completed in 2015 remains the same at $1.42. But then we also notice that the other 2 activities that were created in January and March of 2016, the labor rates have changed significantly. And that's showing that those activities have been changed as well. So that's all there is to it. If you have any questions about this or anything else, please feel free to contact PubWorks support at 888-920-0380 extension 2, or drop us an email at support@pubworks.com. Thank you.